Hello, good morning student. Welcome back with your chemistry teacher Rajkumar Jupa sir. Welcome back to your channel. Today we will discuss our topic metal and non-metal in 10th class science, and it is very important hot topic in the chemistry of the 10th class. Now today we will start with the metal and non-metal. The first question in our mind arises that what is a metal? The element which lose electron to form cation is known as a metal. Just like sodium, this lose electron and form a cation, that is known as a metal. Or the element which gain electron to form a anion is known as a non-metal. For example, just as a chlorine gain one electron to form a anion. And directly you can say the element that has tendency to lose the electron is known as the metal, and the element that has the tendency to gain the electron is known as a metal. Now what are the properties of metal and non-metal? We will study on the basis of just like a table difference between the metal and non-metal. First property is the metal is good conductor of heat and electricity. On the other hand, non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Why? Because there is a free electrons are present in the metals. On the other hand, in non-metal there is no free electrons are present. Metal is malleable and ductile. It means metal can be drawn into the sheet. Malleable means that we can be form the sheet, and ductile means that can be drawn into wire. So we can convert the metal into sheet and wire. So this is known as the malleable and ductile. On the other hand, non-metals are non-malleable and ductile. Just like, for example, we cannot make the wire and sheet of oxygen gas, chlorine gas, fluorine gas, all the non-metals we cannot run into the sheet and wire. Third property is metal is sonorous. Metal is sonorous. It means metals produce sound on beating, just like the school bell. When you beat the school bell, it produces sound because it is made up of the metals. On the other hand, non-metal are non-sonorous. But we also know a non-metal that is a good conductor of electricity, that is known as a graphite, that is made up of carbon, and it is a good conductor of electricity due to the presence of the free electron in the graphite. And next property is metal is brittle. It means they are bright. Non-metals are non-brittles. Non-metal are non-brittle. It means they not show any sign, but we can take the example of bromine or iodine that has the sign that are brittle. And metals, few metals that we know that metals has the high melting and boiling point. Metal has high melting point and boiling point. But we know the metal that has the low melting and boiling point and that are cut with the knife, just like sodium and potassium. These are the soft metal and they have very low melting and boiling point. We also know the metal just like cesium that can be melt at the palm of our hand. On the other hand, non-metal has low melting point and boiling point because they are already present in the gaseous states and they are already at the boiling stage. So the melting and boiling points of the non-metal is very low. On the other hand, the melting and boiling point of the metal is very high due to the close packing in their crystal lattice. We also know a metal that is found in liquid state, just like mercury. Mercury is the metal that is found in the liquid state. And we also know some non-metals that are very brittle, that is iodine. This is a non-metal. This is, student, the difference between the metal and non-metal, and it's a very important one. If you study this, it's definitely help you to understand the difference between metal and non-metal. After this, student, we will study about the chemical properties of the metals and non-metals. Now first we take the chemical properties of the metal. Now first property that we study, reaction of metal. Reaction of metal with oxygen. Metal react with oxygen to form oxide, just like metal plus oxygen gives you metal oxide. Metal oxides are formed. These metal oxides are basic in nature. Generally, the metal oxides, what is the nature of metal oxide? Basic in nature. These are basic in nature. For example, just like sodium react with oxygen gives you sodium oxide. This sodium oxide is basic in nature. Similarly, we can take the example of magnesium. Just like magnesium react with oxygen it gives you magnesium oxide. This magnesium oxide is also basic in nature. We can take the another example. In that, we take the example of aluminum react with oxygen to form aluminum oxide. Al2O3 is formed. This is the aluminum. Aluminum form aluminum oxides. This aluminum oxides is amphoteric in nature. This is known as amphoteric oxide. What is the amphoteric oxide? The oxide that has both the nature of acid and base. It means they can react with acid as well as base. They show both the behavior. That is known as the amphoteric oxide. Aluminum oxide is known as the amphoteric oxide. Let us prove that amphoteric nature. We take aluminum oxide Al2O3, in that we will react it with acid. This is a acid. It means it is act as a base. It is act as a base. It form aluminum chloride and water is formed. That is salt and that is water. Now we will balance the reaction. This is show that this aluminum oxide is act as a base. This is act as a basic in nature. Now we can react this aluminum oxide with a base, just like sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. This is a base. Now this is a base. Now this is act as a acid. Now it form sodium aluminate NaAl2O3, Na2Al O3. Now this is known as the sodium aluminate. These two reactions prove that the aluminum oxides is amphoteric in nature because it can react with acid as well as base. Now these aluminum oxides are very less reactive and it is avoid the rusting of the corrosion of the aluminum. So it is used for the process of as a protective agent or a protective layer over the surface of a metal. On the behalf of this, we will study the process of anodizing. What is anodizing? The making the thin layer of aluminum oxide over the surface of the metal is known as a anodizing. This thin layer of the aluminum oxide protect the metal from corrosion. Now after this we will study another property of the metal, that is reaction of metal with the water. Reaction of metal with water we will study. In that in that we will study the reaction of metal with the water. Just like metal metal react with the water in three ways. First, with reaction with cold water. Reaction with cold water. The metals that are very highly reactive, these are react with the cold water, just like sodium and potassium. These can react with the cold water, just like it form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is produced. This can be react with the cold water, and this reaction is highly exothermic in nature, and it produces that much heat that the hydrogen produced during the reaction it catch fire. That's why we kept the sodium and potassium under the kerosene oil. This is the only reason why we will keep the sodium and potassium under the kerosene oil, because the water vapors present in the air that is come in contact and it produce hydrogen gas and it catch fire. Now reaction of metal with hot water, just like the magnesium, it react with the water, it form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is produced, and this reaction is the less exothermic, so it is does not catch the fire, because the heat evolved during this reaction is not that much that it enable that it can be ignite the hydrogen produced during the reaction. Now third type of that reaction of metal with steam, just like iron react with the steam, it form iron oxide Fe2O3 plus hydrogen gas is evolved. These are three different behavior of reaction of metal with the water. Shows that the reactivity of a metal towards the water is on the basis of their behavior towards the water. Most reactive metal, just like sodium and potassium, react violently with the water, and these produce hydrogen gas, and this hydrogen gas immediately catch the fire, because it produces that much heat that it ignite the hydrogen gas. That's why we keep the sodium potassium under the kerosene oil. On the other hand, magnesium react with the hot water and it is less reactive than that of the sodium and potassium. That's why it's not catch the fire. On the other hand, just like this iron and aluminum, this one is the least reactive and it produces very less amount of heat. There is no reaction between the hydrogen and the heat. It is not start to burn. Today we will discuss that much only, students. Thank you. Have a nice day for watching this video. Thank you.